Good morning, and happy Wednesday. I was about to say Monday. Good morning, Vanessa. How you doing? How are you? How's it going with you? Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are doing good. It is Wednesday, and between now or September through to January 1st, we are participating in a locked in challenge. We are locking in on our goals. Hold on. Let me answer this. On our goals, on our dreams, we are locking in. And this month, we're kind of we're doing these little micro focuses to kind of keep us going. We've been talking about fear all month. Can't believe we're approaching the middle of the month already. Y'all, look, it's a miracle. Good morning, Cookies Corner. I got on 2 earrings. I always have an earring falling out. Thank the Lord for long hair. I just slapped my hair on it. I'm like, I got 2 earrings. All right, anyway, focus. This month, we are focusing on the role of fear, what it is, how it works, how it shows up in our lives. These have been some really, really great conversations that I've been needing to be had for me, and I hope they've been good conversations for you as well. Your girl is in the middle of a pretty big project, so today I'm gonna have a hard stop at 8:30, 8:35ish, because I gotta take a shower and get on the good foot. So we're gonna jump right in to this conversation. Those of you that are stopping in, if you would be so kind and to share the live. Sharing is caring. Share the live. Oh, I know. I've got some work to do. Let my peeps know that I am live this morning. I've been trying to get in a better habit of doing that, and usually it will. I'll have a few people pop up and go, "Hey, girl." So let me do that real quick, and then we're gonna get started because it's not even 8 o'clock yet. It ain't even 8 on the dot. How are you guys this morning? Good morning, Desmond. How you doing, brother? Good morning, Talia. How you doing, sister? How y'all doing this morning? What's going on with you? What y'all working on? How are you? How are y'all doing? Let me know in the chat. I want to hear about it. How y'all week going? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whoa. Yeah, that pace kind of picked up on me kind of quick. Good morning, Miss Linda. How you doing? How's your week going? How you doing? I'm finalizing my setup. I'm going to jump right in because I've got a pretty big project I'm in the middle of. All this month, we've been talking about rejection. All this month, we've been talking about fear. There we go. We've been talking about fear and the role that fear plays in our life. It is like a micro series that's baked into our larger series about the Great Lock-In. So between September and January 1st, we are really trying to lock in and hone in on our goals and our dreams and our wishes. Good morning, Kisma. We're locking in. But one of the things we got to get in a wrestle with, we got to get in a boxing match with, we got to get in the ring with, is our fear. Thank you guys for the shares. I appreciate the shares. I see them coming in. Good morning, Eric. I see you. Good morning, Flourished Olive. I see you. Good morning, e-learning bestie. I see you. We're going to dive right in. All right. Monday, we talked about rejection, the role it plays, and why it stops us from moving forward. We talked about how we've got to learn to manage those feelings and those emotions because they are real, and we got to get accustomed to them. We got to walk into situations knowing that that's part of the deal. All right. Today, I want to talk about how to handle it. E-learning bestie. That was not rejection. That was redirection. We don't know what the end result will be in the long run. That was more so I assume pulling names out of a hat and going you, or at least that was my experience, because I am definitely in the same boat with you in regards to that topic, and it felt like rejection. It absolutely did, but it wasn't. It's redirection. E-learning bestie, you need to go watch Monday's call. Go watch Monday's call, because it absolutely was not rejection. It was redirection. Even though it feels like rejection, it's not. And that's not easy for me to say because I've been in that spot. I've had it to happen. And it definitely feels like it when you start thinking about how much work you put in and you're trying to understand, why am I not where I'm supposed to be? It can mask itself as rejection. But Monday, we talked about, is not. You're strategically being placed exactly where you're supposed to be. We don't know how long that placement is going to take, and that's the most frustrating part, right? So what we have to do, good morning, Toya, how you doing? Thank you for the love, thank you for the glitter, thank you for coming in and support. I appreciate you. All right. So what we have to do, everybody, is we've got to detach from the outcome. We have to detach from what happens when we are rejected, or we sense that we're being rejected. We've got to detach from the outcome. And that is the hardest work. All right. Anybody who posts on social media, it can often feel like rejection. Okay. Most of the time it's not. It's the algorithm and how consistent you are that's actually the real reason why nobody liked your posts or nobody liked your nobody shared your content, or no one purchased your class, or whatever the thing that's making you feel rejected. Oftentimes you really need to detach from the outcome, because there are way too many factors that you can't control. There are factors that you could control, but more often than not, there are some factors that you can't. All right. We've got to detach from the outcome. So I've been talking to myself all month on this fear thing. I've got a big presentation next week. Status report. 75% of it is done. And it's weird. Every day I get closer to this big presentation, the more nervous I get. That's one. Two, the more I feel like the more real it becomes, this presentation, the more I struggle with my anxiety. It gets bigger and bigger. The content's great. What I'm doing is great. I know my stuff. So my job is to detach from the outcome. I'm working on it. And I want you guys to work on it alongside me. All right? Because the bottom line is you cannot control. A lot of this is grounded in control. Let me start there. But you cannot control who say yes. You cannot control who says no. You cannot control who applauds, who reposts. But you can control how you choose to show up every single day. All right? Your real power, it's going to live in how you choose to show up. So think about it. If you are in a season of feeling rejection, or if those feelings of rejection linger or are lingering, question to ask yourself, am I showing up the way I need to despite these feelings? Am I removing myself from the results and taking a full look at the entire experience? Because all of these moments, they shape us. They make us who we are and who we're going to be. All right? You gotta put yourself in a position where you have a deep resolve around removing yourself from the outcome and letting go of control. It has become apparently clear, and I'm going to explain to you why, that I can do the work, meet all the things that the people, they told me get a degree, I got the degree. They told me get the certifications, I went and got the certifications. They said, be a good employee, be a good person, and the bounty will be available for you. They said post every day. Post every day. Post 2 times a day. Post and engage. But whatever they said, and my ability or inability to do it has nothing to do with the truth that I'm not actually being rejected. That's the outcome has way too many other factors. And the same is true for you. E-Learning Bestie said for her, she can feel the fear, but she's not letting it control her. She can sense it. She knows it's there. She knows it's alive. But she's not letting it control her. Good morning, Nikki. And we all have to get in a place where we learn to ground ourselves in that. Y'all, in the last 2 years, I've been teaching these classes. I've had classes. Well, let me go back. When I first started, my first 2 classes performed really well. I had about 20 people in each class. That doesn't happen. That's not normal. I had a few things, a few places that I got away with posting. One of the groups, she was like, hey, I'm going to let you get away with this now, but don't post this here anymore. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I didn't post there anymore. But it landed me with quite a few students. The second class did well as well. I had a lot of friends and people I know that supported me. That third and fourth class, everything came to a halt. All right. I had 0 students to sign up. None, nunca, nada. All right. And so I felt rejected. And I did what most experts say not to do. I canceled the classes, right? A lot of people don't know this, but essentially, I'm no different than the vendor at an event. I'm selling my classes to the general public. And so when I got ready in 2024 to start teaching again, y'all, I was filled with so much fear. Fear that I was going to put these classes out and no one was going to attend, no one was going to sign up. And it made it very, very hard. Like I would literally be almost choking. I had the ideas, I had the knowledge, I had the skills, but it was almost like being choked. The kind of fear and dread I felt was I felt like a failure if nobody signed up, nobody attended. So here's some key lessons I've had to learn and some things that I had to do to get over that fear hump. All right. Right. E-Learning Bestie said same thing for her. And she was like, why am I even doing this? Are people listening? Are they hearing me? And we definitely get in a space where we stop or we cancel or even we have, and it is fear. All of this whole discussion, all of it's grounded in fear. Because you don't want to keep putting stuff out there and feeling like you're talking to yourself. All right, so here are some things you can do. And here are some things I've had to learn to do to grow as a business and to overcome this fear. I love it. We keep going together. All right, so I'll start there because that's where e-learning bestie grounded us. You have to keep going. All right. I'm a Louisiana girl, so I describe fear like walking through the swamps in the bayou. You should be a little bit afraid of walking through the swamps in the bayou. There are critters out there. There are snakes out there. There are alligators out there. It's unknown. So if you aren't afraid, you should be. That's number one. Two, if our life is one big bayou, it's our job to step in the water and walk through it. All right? But you have to detach yourself from the outcome. E-Learning's a Jersey girl. And walking through the streets, dodging rats is a real thing. I believe that's one of those cities where it's like, hey, you don't wear sandals in Jersey. You don't wear sandals in New York. Is that true? Right? You can protect yourself. That's my point. With the right gear on, I can walk in the bayou. Or maybe I need to, instead of walking through, put myself in a boat. Paddle through. Do I need to hire the right guide to help me navigate? Y'all see where I'm going with this? It's okay to be fearful, but you still got to step up and step through it. But it might also mean that you shouldn't be doing it alone. For me, I transitioned from just trying to create community and build classes alone, and I started doing it as a part of community. I connected with Talia. I connected with Regina. We started building something together. So my first tip, detach from the outcome, but also you've got to put on some gear. For some of you, that means you need to start figuring out how you can do this thing in community. Building community. For me, I co-host a weekly show called Sundays with TRM, and I offer services as part of the team. It helped, and it helps every month to get over that fear hurdle when I'm doing my offers in my classes. All right? Sometimes you need to detach from the outcome and focus on a plan. right? So if it's posting consistently and nobody's watching, my question always is, are you doing it right? Who told you you were doing it right? And where are you getting help from so that you can do the thing correctly? Are you researching on your own? Are you investing in classes and then doing what they said in those classes? If you're not, then this I'm posting but I feel rejected, it's a myth, because you haven't built the steps you need to take step by step to be effective in your posting. If you just post and then walk away, you're doing it wrong. Living example. When I'm lazy and I ain't feeling like it, I post and ghost. And nothing happens. My numbers are terrible. But when I do it, when I post, using all the knowledge and the skills and the strategies I've learned, all my numbers go up like this. Boop, 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 boop. Now, I'm talking about technology, and AI and Canva and mindset. So I'm not going to have, the 100 million followers that the chick that's selling makeup and chesticles is going to have. That's just the way this goes. Good morning, Nicole. That's the way this goes. There's nothing wrong with that. But if I practice, if I use what I learn, if I seek mentorship, free and paid classes every single time, and if I use those methods, the numbers go up. A lot of us are living in a false sense of fear. You're not afraid. You aren't taking your steps to effectively detach what you think might happen and then do the things that you either have learned or purchased. That's the best word I could come up with. Use the things that you've learned or you practice, or invest in the things that you need to invest in to actually move the things forward. And you may not be doing those things because you're afraid. You may not be doing it because you're afraid. All right? So, build community. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get better alone. That community is going to help you manage. And if they're a good community, I have a good community. If they're a good community, they're going to tell you when your fears are false. Good morning, Samisha. 2, we're going to have to walk through our fears. We shouldn't walk through our fears alone, but we also should be walking through our fears with the right protective gear to get us to the other side. It's been a year. Yeah, because we're in 25. I started really teaching 23, 24. So it's been a year since I've been teaching with a team. All right. And every single thing has gotten better. I just submitted for a contract. It's a contract job that I want. Because of the work that I've been doing, teaching classes, Sundays with TRM, creating content, I finished that application in a couple minutes. I had every single tool that they asked for and was just like, boom, here. I may get rejected, and that's okay. But it taught me that when you have, I'm going to call them fear sticks, all these little moments documented where you did it afraid, you literally can gather those moments up and communicate them as strength. Put them on a job application. Pitch your new product. Apply for the grant. See, the other piece of this is when we are allowing the fear to keep us ashore, if we're allowing the fear to stop us from walking on these Jersey streets, we essentially get no movement in our own lives and businesses. I don't know if I'm going to get that job. Probably not. Probably not. I will probably get a rejection notice. But you know what? It's okay. Because I'm grounding myself in, no matter the outcome, I have the pieces I need to have to move forward in my life and my business. And I just have to keep going in community, in partnership with others, using the tools that I've either purchased in, invested in, or that I follow to make my dreams a reality. And the same is true for you. So I'm going to kick back. Miss Linda, Miss Whitney, y'all remember this from July. All right, I'm going to kick back for a moment. We read The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins in July. Whole book around recognizing that you are not in control of anything and that you're going to have to open your hands and release some things. So to this topic of fear, I say, let the people scroll past. Let them not reply. Right? Let them misunderstand your value. Let them not choose you. Keep applying for the dream roles. But e-learning bestie's right. While you're applying for those dream roles, those dream projects, while you're reaching out to that brand for that collaboration, you keep building your fortress, because that is the what you're building. That is the redirection part. All right. So every time you post, every time you go live, every time you create a new product, every time you come on Sundays with TRM, every single time you do these things, you are building your own redirection. E-learning says she loves these books. Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Great read. We did a full book study on it in July. Right? And E-learning best is right. If you stay consistent and you keep working on yourself, you don't know who's watching. Last year, I got an email from Canva. Not an email, excuse me. I got a direct message from Canva. It was amazing. They sent me swag. I had no idea they were watching. Okay. They sent me swag. I thought I was being kind. I was like, am I being kind? This is the real Canva. Right? They sent me swag. I was like, okay. Can't wait. Y'all, it's a sweatshirt. And all they said was, we see you and we just want to say thank you. Right? But y'all know, in the future, who's to say? Could I feel more confident that I could reach out to Canva and say, hey, I do this. I offer this. I would love to do this with you. Right? Because they're watching me. Right? I had no idea. I was just working through my own big fears and building content and trying to make meaningful content. Right? So e-learning bestie's right. Okay? While you're building, while you're, for me, wading through the bayou or the streets of New Jersey, because the rest is real. All right? We are building the protective gear. Part of our gear is detaching from the outcome. We don't know how it's going to turn out. You can't control it. Can't control it. The second one is community. You can't do it alone. Good community will also hold up the mirror and say, why are you afraid? You shouldn't be afraid. You've done it here, 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 and here. Do it again. Right? And then the third one is to build. Build. Work through the fear. And build your protective gear. All right? Cannot do it by yourself. So while you let them scroll past, while you let them not reply, while you let them say you are not the best candidate, we're gonna have some let me energy. Let me stay consistent. Let me honor my worth, even when someone says no. And let me choose peace. This is the hardest one. Let me choose peace over panic. All right? That's my piece today, y'all. I release what I can't return. I release what I can't control. And I return to what I can create. That's my final thought for y'all. Write it down. I'll put it in the community. I release what I can't control. And I return to what I can create. That is what we're all going to have to do to be able to effectively detach from the outcome. E-Learning Best, I can't wait to hear that news when it's public. Good morning, Callie Love. Good morning to you. I'm celebrating. Boop, 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 in the background. All right. You have to release what you can't control it. And just get back to creating. Get back into building. Get back into doing. Take a little rest in between. Don't stress you out trying to force it. Because some of y'all be sneaky. Y'all be calling it creating and you really trying to control it. You got to release and then be at peace with your own creative processes. Homework for this week. I want you to notice some areas of life where you're really gripping for control. All right? And I want you to think about how you can move from control into a place of creativity. Write it out, write a plan for it. You know I'm going to put a ChatGPT prompt in the paid creative community. I'm going to put you something in there. Because when you detach, it doesn't mean that you don't care. It just means that you care enough that you keep going even when it's quiet. All right? Last week, we had the Canva AI Holiday Workshop. Woo! It was wonderful. It was great. I got a lot of great feedback. If you did not grab the class, it's still available. Go up there to the profile, click on my profile. You'll see the class at the top. All right. It will teach you how to make Canva apps well. It will teach you how to make Canva apps well. That's the basis of the class. A lot of you are making them, but you've got some key monetization pieces that are missing, or you're making them, but you're not considering UI. UI is user interface or the customer's experience. You don't have it because you don't know to have it. And that's okay. That course is going to help you with that. Side note. Good morning, Gwendolyn. Good morning, Crystal. Man, y'all missed a good one. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all missed a good one. Make sure y'all catch the replay on YouTube at Learn with Martine. Side note. We had Charlene was in the room. She is a software developer and coder. And so she dropped some jewels on us. Bedrizzled us. Bedrizzled us. We had Miss T up in there. She dropped some knowledge and some tips. Just okay. So y'all gotta make sure that you pick up that class. If you're in the paid creative community, there is a code, but you can only find it in the calendar. So go on over there in the calendar and get your discount code. That's where it is. All right. Let's see. Erica says, I used to fight Canva AI to make apps. I don't now. Canva don't get on my nerves now. That's good to hear. Thank you for that feedback. That's beautiful. Yeah, there's a custom GPT in there that's really going to help you just make what you were there to make and make what you were there to make well. Okay. Couple weeks, I'll start talking about my next month's class, but this is what y'all are getting this month. This is what y'all are getting this month. All right. Saturday, Talia's going to be teaching a wall art class. this Saturday. Um, and then Sunday, we will be back with Sundays with CRM. We'll be back. Oh, yes, thank you, Erica, for that reminder. I did see it. I will update the calendar today. I will update the calendar today. I have been working at the day job all day and crashing at night, so I have not been able to do any of my business work. But I will prioritize that to get that in today. Because I think your class is tomorrow. My apologies. All right. All right. Great conversation. If you're just coming in, I recommend that you join the Paid Creative. It's my free community. There, I offer you mindset tips, AI tips. We talk about a little bit of everything: art, business strategy, content creation. And I usually put the classes that I offer monthly in that space. I am going on a family vacation. I'm super excited about it. But that also means that I will not be in the school community this weekend. So if it feels a little quiet, that's okay. I will be back next week. There will also be no morning motivations Monday because I'll still be on vacation. I will see you guys. Ooh. We might be on a hiatus for morning motivations next week because I got a busy week ahead of me. Thank you, e-learning bestie. I see you. Let me know. Give me your feedback on your class, on your experience. Let me know. Thank you. Y'all be on the lookout because next week is kind of crazy for you, girl. And Miss Linda knows this. Sometimes I could be a person that really does too much. Thank you. I could be a person that does too much when really I should like slow down a bit. So we may not meet next week. We may wait a week. Or at least till Friday. We may not meet until Friday. Yeah, sometimes I allow the plate to stack, and I want to do everything, so I keep it all on the plate. Y'all know what I mean? And I need to get out of that. So you're gonna see some cancellations come up. I'm trying to be wiser and not send my whole body and soul through the stress that I send it through sometimes. So there'll be some cancellations this week. But that doesn't mean it next week. But that doesn't mean that we're gonna stop performing our goals. We've got to overcome these fears. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I need you in the community. It's free. And I need you to just make sure you keep a lookout for changes. I have a calendar in the community, and you'll be able to look on the calendar and say, oh, nope, she's not here this week. All right. Okay, but good news is we will have our Friday session. We're gonna celebrate our wins. Oh, you're okay, V. You're okay. We're gonna celebrate our wins this Friday. It's one big celebratory Friday. We're gonna wrap up this whole week has been about rejection, and I just want to kind of end this talk Friday with more often than not, you are not being rejected. You're being redirected. And we're going to celebrate the growth that you're going to experience this week by acknowledging how you are redirected in your own lives. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I'm going to go to these people's job. I will see you Friday. Bye.